Hello everybody and welcome to the next video that I've done for you here on my DBMK HD channel. If you haven't seen any of the previous videos, it is a channel that is mainly going to be centered around the Irish tin whistle. It's a hobby of mine that I wanted to get out there and share. It's a new instrument that I'm learning to try and play. And I just thought it'd be a great idea, for me to do a few videos showing me, learning the instrument from complete beginner level and hopefully on to intermediate, advanced, and playing some really good music for you. That's the plan. I outline all that in my previous videos, so by all means, browse through the channel and, pick up from whichever video you got up to. And if you want to hear a lot more about me and, why I got into the tin whistle, there is an introduction video on my channel as well. And that features most of the information that you're going to need. As for this video, I'm just going to continue on from where I left off in video 2. And basically what I did in video 2 was I started the first few lessons in my Clarke Tin Whistle training book. As I said, I am learning the instrument from scratch. So what I did was worked through the Clarke Tin Whistle training book that I got with my tin whistle, and it just outlined the first few notes that you need to learn on the tin whistle in order to be able to play a song. And it was pretty amazing that I did manage to play a tune almost instantly just from learning a few notes. So I'm really excited about where I can go with this tin whistle. My cousin did tell me it is one of the easiest instruments to pick up and learn, and I'm starting to think that is more than true. As I said, I'm not a musician by any means, but even I managed to belt out a tune in just a matter of minutes in video 2. So what we're going to do is I'm going to carry on working through my Clarke Tin Whistle training book, which is this one. And as you can see, it's just like a paperback book, and it gives you a few. There is a CD-ROM with it as well, if you can see that in there. And also the first few pages, it just tells you which notes you need to learn. In video 2 we learnt the first few notes at the top of the tin whistle. So if I just put my book down there so I can see what I'm doing. Grab my tin whistle. This is the Clarke Tin Whistle that I'm using. It's a nice design and it feels good quality. It was recommended to me by my cousin, so thanks again for that. And basically what we did in video 2 was we covered the notes regarding these 3 fingers. Okay, what you see here. And just from using those 3 fingers there, I was able to get a tune done, so I was quite happy with that. So I'm just going to work through the book, not all of the book, but certainly the beginner stages, just so you can, if there's anybody out there learning the tin whistle along with me, you can follow along with us, and hopefully you'll pick up the notes just as I'm doing. So the notes that I'm viewing here is just telling me the next lessons that we're moving on to, and it's going to involve making notes using the bottom 3 holes on the tin whistle. So using your right hand mainly, left and right, sorry. But in video 2 we covered the notes that you use with the left hand. In this video we're going to cover what notes you do with your right hand, and hopefully we'll get a little tune at the end of that one as well. So I'm just reading through the book now, and it's saying the next 3 notes are the lowest notes on the whistle. It's important to blow gently or the sound will jump into the instrument's higher register. So one thing to remember is with the tin whistle you have high notes and low notes. If you're just starting out as a beginner, as I'm doing, when you're learning to use these 3 fingers and these 3 fingers for the very first time, you will be playing, or you should be playing, notes in the lower end of your tin whistle when you're using these 3 fingers. Okay, your note should be really low. It shouldn't be a high pitched note at all. So that's why it's saying just to blow gently, because it only needs a little bit of air going through the whistle and you will get these 3 notes. Alright, now not to try and confuse anybody, but also using this combination of fingers you can also get a higher note just by blowing a little bit harder. But for the time being, this is the beginner stages of the book that I'm going through, and I'm starting completely from beginner. So the book's saying just to blow nice and gentle, and you should get a note. So if you put the fingers in position for playing the G note, if you remember from the second video, sorry, the notes that we find is B, A and G, which spells out the word bag. So anytime you've got 3 fingers on a tin whistle, that is a note G, B, A, G. All right. So the book's saying to leave your fingers in the G position, which is all 3 holes covered. I'll just blow that. Yeah, that's covered. And then place the right thumb at a comfortable position near the 4th hole. So that's there. With the right index finger this time, covering the 4th hole on your tin whistle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you blow gently, that is an F sharp. This is a tin whistle in the key of D, so that note is automatically an F sharp, is what it says. Yeah, F sharp. So if you have 4 holes covered, that's an F sharp note, which is useful. You need to know that for when you're reading music, or you may need to know that when you're reading music. So that's F, and then leaving all those fingers in position, cover the next one. So that's that one. And blow again, and that is the sound E. So that's F sharp and E, and then the last hole at the bottom is the hardest one to do, to get the note out. So I'll just blow that now. So that's the E. So that's the D, that one. So all 6 holes covered, that is the note D. And as I said, we're only playing the lower scale of the notes at the moment, so just blow nice and gentle, and you get that low dull sound. Okay, and if you'll notice from those 3 letters, that spells out F, E and D. So now when you're looking at the music, if you have a training book or anything like that, that features the letters, showing you which letters you need to play, if you can remember those 2 words, bag, which is B-A-G, and then fed, which is F-E-D, that should make it a little bit easier for you to remember where you need to place your fingers when you're reading your music notes. So we're just going to get the fingers going on those 3 notes that we've learned now. So if I just do that, I'll just play a few of them through. So wait, let's see, we've got So you can see it's still it's quite a low tone when you're at the bottom end of the whistle. So that's the kind of tone you're listening out for if you're training and learning yourself. And it's just good practice once you're learning the new notes, just to just play each note and just get your fingers moving, warm your fingers up, and then you can go ahead. And there is a little tune here in the book. You should recognise it, and if you're a little bit like me, think, come on, let's get onto the music and whatever. I'm desperate to get onto the music, but I do understand that I have to learn real basic stuff first. So in the previous video, we learnt a very basic tune, which was a variation of Myriad Little Lamb. This time we're going to use another tune which is very well known. It's not a complex tune in any way, but you should recognise what it is, and it just gives your fingers that practice of moving in between all the notes that we've learned. Alright, so I'll go ahead and play a little bit of it for you and see if you can recognise what it is. Let me just see the notes. See the notes are... So you can see how I'm moving my fingers in between the different holes, and because, like I've mentioned, that I've learnt those two words, bag and fed, when I'm reading this music and it just gives me a letter, I can understand almost instantly the kind of position my finger needs to go in. So if you notice, even though we've only learnt D, E and F in this video, when I started that song it was D, D, and then it jumped straight to A. Now you'll see my fingers just did that almost instantly, because I know in my mind that I have bag and fed representing each of the holes. So definitely try and drill that into yourself, because it will make it easier for you to know where your fingers need to go when you're seeing letters in your music. So I'll just play I'll just play that through once again. If you do know what it is, by all means leave a comment below. You should know what it is really, but I'll just play it one more time, a little bit. And that little bit of a squeak there was because there was a little bit of air out. The hole wasn't covered properly on that E, so just watch out for that. So there you go. You should recognise that little tune there. And like I said, it just gets you going, switching between the notes. The whole of the 6 notes that we've learned in these last 2 videos. And the hardest thing to learn from me personally, what I've found is when you're jumping from like a D to an A, or a D to a B, it's just you've got to get it into your head that if you're going from a D to an A, you need to have a mental vision of where your fingers need to be, and that's where those two words, bag and fed, come in very, very useful. So I can't stress that enough. When I see looking at this music here, I see it going to D into then A. I already know from the mental mind of bag and fed that I'm going to be jumping from that to that, because that is B-A-G. Yeah, so hopefully that will help you out a little bit. We're almost getting on a bit for this video, so I'm just going to play the whole thing through once again. You can follow my fingers, and as I said before, it is a video, so by all means rewind as many times as you need to, and just follow the fingers that you see on each of the holes, and hopefully with a bit of luck you'll pick up this tune pretty quickly if you're just starting out. And if you do pick up the tunes and you know you do get yourself a Clarke Tin Whistle, whatever, as long as you know related to the tin whistle, by all means get some comments in on the videos, because I'd love to hear if there's other people coming, you know, learning along with me, or if there's some really advanced people out there that you know want to chip in, tell us about some videos for when we get a little bit more advanced that they know of, that we can look at. By all means, you know, get busy in that comment section below in the YouTube videos, and let's enjoy the rest of the working with the tin whistle. So I'll just play it through one more time for you, nice and slow, and you can follow along with me. So here we go. And there we go, that's a nice little tune for you, and that's the second half of the tin whistle, the notes that we need to learn. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you do stay tuned to the channel and carry on following the journey that I'm going on with the Clarke Tin Whistle and my hobby of playing this instrument. And I'm looking forward, as I said, to getting into some real good songs and stuff with you all. And as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, if you want to get involved in the comments section, if you're training along with us, you know, if you're learning yourself and you're picking things up and you're finding the videos helpful, by all means put some comments in there, and let's get this channel nice and busy, and let's make sure we can help each other out and enjoy the tin whistle together. So until the next video, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.